Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lasses. You all look absolutely amazing today. I'm thrilled to have you here with me on this beautiful channel. And a special hi to Mel, you beautiful bean. How are you doing today? Samantha told me to say hi to you, and I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day because you deserve it. Anyway, today we're going to do a video that I haven't done in a while. I'm absolutely excited because I have some new anecdotes I want to share in the video too. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to look at r/D&DMemes, which is Dungeons and Dragons and all the memes that comes with playing role-playing games and all the silly characters and engagements and stuff that you encounter in Adventurous World. Come along on the adventure with me. What are you waiting for? Come, Jesus! Okay, that was the weirdest intro I've ever had, I think. Let's do this. The Dungeon Master trying to introduce a moral decision to the game.
So if you pull the trolley, it will only kill one person, but you will be actively engaging, but otherwise it kills a lot of people.
The players. But if you draw it a line like this, we can kill everyone. Take that DM and your morality, freaking bullshit. I think the best way to deal with this as Dungeon Master is just to introduce a mechanic that for every innocent life they take, the final boss just becomes a little bit stronger. They're literally fighting like the god of consequences. When you suck at NPC voices. Hi, I'm Villager 2, Villager 3, Villager 4, Villager 5, Villager... This is just voice acting in a nutshell. Oh, hello there. I am the blonde, flirtatious lady at the pub. Hello there. Oh, hello. I am the Paladin, who is a completely different individual. And everyone does this for some reason. I don't know why.
Often being a dungeon cop is more like being a glorified janitor. Ever wonder who keeps the torches fresh in an ancient and seemingly uninhabited dungeon? Of course not. Nobody has. I swear I spend half my time refilling loot containers. Nobody leaves anything for the next guy. How's it hanging, Harold?
Hardly working.
Help! Save me, dungeon cop. Sorry, I can't. Gotta feed it sewer monsters.
Oh, great. Rat chum again. But somehow we are the monsters.
And look at this shite. It's a basic fire trap. You wait 5 seconds, then run through. Rinse and repeat until the whole party has passed. It's not exactly magic missile.
Oh, you overestimate average parties. It's it's just like a brain-dead rabble just tumbling through a dungeon. And, you know, if they actually survive, it's probably some kind of divine intervention. Okay, do you suspect one of these people is a werewolf? What do? I want to charm the werewolf into revealing itself. Oh, come on. We talked about this. No. Hear me out. Who's a good boy? Oh, yes, there you go, werewolf. I flirtated you out, and after that, you get ravaged by the... No, that comes later. Anyway, my D&D adventures are wholesome. Let me tell you the story about my latest character, a bard. His name was Chad Wonderwall, and he had the ability to charm anyone at any time. Of course, the catch is that he could only do it once because he only knew one song. And you guessed it right, it is Wonderwall. Evening, ladies. Chad Wonderwall here.
Today is gonna be the day that you're gonna throw it back to you. Now by now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Evening again, ladies. Chad Wonderwall here.
Today is gonna be...
You've already played that song!
Alright, that's enough of that. Anyway, so, Chad Wonderwall set out on the great open seas with his party, and they were pretty bored on this boat because it took multiple turns to get to the destination, so they would pass the time by having giant orgies, and Chad Wonderwall would play Wonderwall on repeat to said orgies in different tones and melodramas. Then after a few turns, the DM got too drunk, so we weren't able to proceed the adventure, and the tale of Chad Wonderwall was left unfinished, but up for the fantasies of any fan of Chad Wonderwall. God, my D&D adventures are absolute trash. The player's curse of having very high perception is seeing enemies that aren't there. Or are they?
Ooh, whoa, notice this rocky walkie rexy wexy.
Honestly, if that thing just got up and turned into a giant dinosaur made of rock, best freaking adventure ever. Who wants rock golem dinosaurs? I don't see anyone complaining. The cult leader, the players disguised as cultists. Yeah, the only way for the ritual to work is to chop off your pee-pee. Oh my god, really? Haha, got them, stupid cult.
You are suddenly ambushed by a large group of cowfolks. I take action.
Roll, kiss.
nips by kissing their nipples. Please, use normal dice. You said I could bring my own!
The best D&D party ever. Oh my god.
Mouse is telling the people he can't make food because his divine intervention is on cooldown. 13th century BC.
Sorry, boys, I already used everything. We need a quick rest. My rolls to hit.
Bam, bam.
My rolls for damage. Critical hit. Roll a d2. It's just a coin. Nice. 1 damage. Magic item. Rock that keeps tigers away. A merchant offers to players this item early in the campaign, claiming it repels tigers when held. From then on, anytime the players are traveling without carrying the stone, tigers will randomly show up and ambush them out of the blue. It's so funny. And then you just gaslight them into taking on all these like pseudo-scientific items. Here's an anti-tiger rock. Ooh, what about these crystals that heal stuff? You know, harmies and toxins, and then just players take random damage on an island if they don't have the toxin healing chemicals because, ooh, mysterious toxins. God, this is just, I'm just constructing a freaking adventure for Facebook mom groups. This is gonna be amazing. D&D be like, you can do a lot of things. Can I bring someone back from the dead? Of course, that's fine. Can I buy a better sword? Whoa, hold on. Let's be reasonable. We're going for realistic, attainable goals here. Don't ask for the moon. Silly party. Pooh?
Big muscular barbarian crushing my throat with one hand. That's not intimidating at all.
Talk now or I crush your neck like a twig. Talk or else.
Oh no, a charming halfling bard, the most intimidating thing. Please, I talk, don't hurt me.
Yeah, the freaking thing with how skill trees work is the same thing in Fallout as well. When you just have a high charisma character, you come in like half naked with a stick as a weapon, just tell me where they are or else I will poke you. Please no hurt me. But then you come as a fully armed power suit boy with a minigun, like, hi, can you please tell me where they are or I will massacre you and your family? And like, I don't think so. It's funny. Video games, man. If real life was more like video games, I would probably be better at socializing. No, not really. The Dungeon Master makes a clearly overpowered monster, intending for the party to flee. The party. Hit him with your crossbow, Steve! Yeah, get him, boy! And that's how the party got completely wiped out. I mean, when it comes to one-shot adventures, one thing I have started doing is placing my players on an island or something. So it's like a very limited playground, because they have a tendency to just run off like a bunch of school children and just do whatever. So it's like, no, there's literal ocean here. You can't go any further. It's like the best way to do it. Just constrain them as much as possible. It actually works. So the DM said he liked our idea of a pact of Archfiend Fey-touched and pact of Archfey Tiefling bound to each other's ancestors through their marriage ceremony. Yay! I can't wait for next Sunday. Heart. I am so lucky to have a girlfriend who's creative and shares my interest.
Our union shall bring about the emergence of Druzalak, the dark fungal lord. Decay of all praise unto him.
The GF of my dreams. Yes, indeed, I love praying to the fungal lord together with my significant other. Ooh, what a Friday. Julie D'Aubigny was an opera singer and master duelist. Once broke into a covenant to run away with one of the nuns, burning down the building to cover her tracks, and regularly seduced both men and women across France. Julie, every bard ever alive, teach me! That's basically what it is. Just a sexually deviant person just running around causing havoc. Chaotic neutral is like the embodiment of a bard, with just a little sprinkle of harmony. Dungeon Master. Now, how do you proceed knowing the BBEG's plan to burn the continent?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the tavern with magic beer.
How does that save the continent?
It doesn't. Save the continent later.
Yeah, sure. Stepping out, your drunk eyes recognize a familiar face, and could you believe it? They appear to be burning the continent!
I am not going to be ignored!
Well, that's beautiful. Just designing an adventure that isn't dependent on you. I think there's a Skyrim mod that does that too. That just makes certain events not wait for you. So if they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna invade this freaking thing in the Civil War, gonna come join us, Mr. Dragonborn? And if you're just like, okay, but then wait a week with showing up, they're just gonna do it without you. It's kind of nice. That's how you know a world is not only interactive, but it also is a little bit alive on its own. Bard player. I will just use my deception skill and tell the god the BBEG sent us, so we can just avoid the whole dungeon. I can't get below a 19 anyway, so it works. Yes. The guards seem to relax after you tell them and say, "Oh, good! We had some adventurers running around disrupting our operation, so we were worried. We just need the password for this week and you can enter." The bard. That's so good. Like, certain things shouldn't be bypassable. If you went to a high security facility, doesn't matter how charming you are, they're still gonna be like, okay, well, sure, sounds legit, but we will still need your credentials. That's a good way of doing it. Like, you can overcome certain obstacles by being charming, or like convincing people to talk more or whatever, but it's not like an automatic win for everything. The reason the explosion for D&D popularity is mainly thanks to Stranger Things, Critical Role, 5th edition, YouTube, Reddit, TikTok, DN comments,
Satanic rituals performed in the 70s finally paying off.
Thanks, Satan.
Yeah, the people claiming D&D is satanic is so funny. It's like, oh, can you imagine the kids playing board games instead of going to church? Outrageous.
Here we have a great realistic representation of the adventuring life. It looks fun, right?
Yeah, I suppose there are certain parts of adventuring and video games and stuff in general that are a bit simplified and makes you not maybe want to live it together. If you ever been on the countryside or camping for a while and you haven't just had a hot shower for a few days and you're starting to like, and then you imagine everyone being like that, or no actual healthcare, or everyone smelling weird at the time, no sewer systems, no running water, no Twitter, which is a good thing. But yeah, it's a pretty gross and tough reality if you think about it. What's your opinion on dwarves? They're alright, don't really know much about them. What's your opinion on elves?
Elves! Those darn bastards are the worst things since Black Lung. Those knife-eared, leaf-loving, fancy-pants tree-sitting think they're so high and mighty, but they can't even make a proper sword, let alone swing one. I could snap any elf's arm before get one of those spells he loves so much, which aren't even as good as our clerics, and don't get me started on the bear swing.
Dwarves. I love their sassy attitude, it's beautiful.
Mom said we could get McDonald's.
Oh, I would love that for a D&D adventure. Your job is just to set up a fast food chain throughout the whole world. I had a character once that did that. It was a halfling swashbuckler who, whatever city we came through, he opened up basically a pub. So he had like a massive fast food chain of just pubs. And the DM had to nerf how much gold was worth, because every time we started, it was like, okay, let's count income and gold. You have 10 gold, you have 3 gold. Okay, you over there, little halfling, your pubs have made 3,500 gold since last session. Yay, richness. When a stranger enters your D&D group and you have to pretend to be normal freaking human beings for a few seconds. Hello there, fellow normal human. I am watching eggs. It is my favorite hobby. The great old ones. The elder gods who literally created them. Why does no one love us? Druid of the lake, what is your wisdom?
+5?
Yeah, well, that's technically but also, all right.
Well, the little farm girl made it this far up the tower. Such a pity you won't go any further. Before I end your pathetic life, I have to know, how did a bumpkin unable to use magic like you even get past the Valgunder? There is no way you could beat one of the 6 demon leaders. The gang beast thing? I jumped on its head and hit it with my axe. You jumped on the building-sized venomous laser demon crab and hit it? Repeatedly, until it exploded. There was demon goo everywhere. Until it's... Hey, it's kind of hot in here. Do you mind if I take off my shirt before we fight? Okay, I'm ready now. I hope you don't explode. It's really gross. I have made a huge mistake. Yeah, when you act all cocky and the opponent just takes off their shirt and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna die. When the horny bard successfully seduces the gelatinous cube... shame cube. Well, you gotta seduce everything. It's kind of like Pokemon, Pokemon gotta frick 'em all. Gotta frick 'em all. Full of balls. Daughter, it is time you learn the truth. I am a vampire. Whoa! Wait, that means I'm also a vampire? I hate the sun too. Probably not, because of the rare scientific phenomenon called being adopted. Wait, what? That's like how you bring all the family trauma at once. Like, oh, my parents are vampires. I'm also adopted. What a scam. Everything just sucks. Why, DM? Why? Oh, look at this guy blaming me for something that's probably not my fault. Why did it have to be immune? There's charm. Oh, you stupid bard. Did you think everything in this world was frickable?
Character creation. A wizard is always in time. Character after 5 sessions. Hippity hoppity swiggity rainbow in your property. I love this development of characters. It always just go quirky, doesn't it? It is my campaign and I choose the source material, monster, girl, encyclopedia. Oh yeah, every enemy is basically just a spider waifu with big Hadonka Masanga Zorkers. It's like literally when you make a homebrew just for the fan service aspect of it. Oh my god.
When the itty-bitty tiny-sized paladin cast Find Greater Steed Griffin. Oh my god, it's such a tiny steed. It's a bunny squirrel. Oh, it's so freaking cute. I want one. Yes.
I need a charismatic, powerful, megalomaniac villain for my campaign. More! I would love to see a classic fantasy thing where the stereotypical personalities are mixed up. The halfling thief is stoic and serious. The barbarian is bubbly and cheerful. The lady magician likes ale and headbutting things. The dwarf sings gentle lullabies and walks softly. The thinly veiled fantasy world version of a Native American has a wicked sense of humor, constantly plays pranks on the rest. The normal farm boy of Destiny plans to joy up with the villain at the first chance he gets. World domination sounds excellent. The villain treats his underlings with respect and compassion. His hot daughter gets both medals of honor and surprise birthday parties, and she wouldn't dream of siding with his enemies no matter how nice and or handsome their leader is. She and dad want to take over the world so they can improve it. Unicorns stab people. A lot. I want to do this too. Just a flippity-floppity, hippity-hoppity adventure. I love this. This is so good. Oh my god, that would be such a mind frick when the party meets the final boss, and it turns out like the party was the baddies all along. They're like, hold on, are we the baddies? The bad guy was literally just a disadvantaged politician trying to make the world a better place, and like, oh yeah, healthcare for everyone. And then the hero's just like, wait, is this what we've been fighting against? Like, oh shite. The worst thing is my party would revel in that. It would be like, oh, heck yeah, destruction of happiness. Freaking ravenous freaking beasts. Rogue, DM. Read this night, pissed so the paladin gets nervous. Ah, yes.
6 drunk people that meet in a tavern 3 months ago.
A literal god with a huge portfolio. It's like, ha ha ha, I am the evil one. I have practiced the black magic and wizardry for the past 1,000 years. There is nothing that can stand against me. I'm basically a god. I've cheated death 15 times.
Ah, here comes the party who've trained for a couple of weeks, and we defeat you with the power of friendship. Woo! Isn't that just dandy?
God, I feel bad for villains sometimes, man. I'm gonna build the character I want, optimized or not. Okay, that was always allowed, but it's gonna be really painful. I made a really big tanky melee dude once, and my AC got completely messed up, so I got hit by everything. And just like, ooh, I'll tank this. Like, literally tank this. Just go in and die. It went so well. Holds up ring. Will you marry me?
Oh my god, yes.
Slips ring on finger. She gains 2+ intelligence and changes her mind. Oof. Oof, man. Dating the Dungeon Master gives no perks. That was your last death save.
Yes, a 2, but you're my BF, you won't kill me. Will you?
Love has no power in this room. A commoner is slightly weaker than a cardboard cutout of a commoner. Okay, commoner, armor class 10. Okay, cloth, paper, rope, 11. Medium barrel, 48. So wait, instead of rallying a village to make like an army to stand up against the boss, we should just make a bunch of cardboard cutouts. They will literally be a better army with better tankiness than an actual peasant army. That's amazing. It's funny, technically turning a commoner into a corpse increases its AC. Just, oh my god.
Should we defend the village with our farmer army, or should we just kill them and make a wall of corpses? Dear god. Can you talk like a normal person?
Roll for persuasion, you're in disadvantage. The odds are always against me. I like it that way. How about both? 10 against 1. That seems unfair. For you. Väcknade handsome lich says the book of ribcage is in skeleton erotica. Huppity-duppity. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. It's right there. Nice.
My husband is playing D&D with some friends and told me to come look at the cat who's sitting in a chair like a person. My husband handed him a D20 and said, "Sir, you have to roll a stealth check to convince the other party members you're human." And the cat immediately batted the D20 and rolled a 14. The party cheered for him. The final human player joined the table and they brought out a whole extra chair so the cat could remain at the table. He's now the party's official druid and just canicula in wild shape all the time and therefore unable to speak common.
That is so wholesome. I love this. Oh. Allow your pets to join your D&D adventures. Man, life is beautiful sometimes, isn't it? Stranger Things' final season introduces a classic Dungeons & Dragons foe as a villain. Scheduling conflicts? The kids from Stranger Things? Oh no! It's literally just one of those flying paper calendars. Oh no, look out! It's going to mess up our sleep schedules and give us paper cuts.
I give an offering of blood to call upon my patron, Kuthunaket the Ravenous. Fulfill a pact and grant me power to slaughter my enemies.
Same, Mekawil, if you would.
And where's my offerings, pets?
Payment after, once we get some privacy.
Oh, you tease.
I mean, if you want to, we could shut the frick up.
That's absolutely beautiful. That is beautiful. Love it.
A mimic pretending to be a beer mug.
The barbarian intimidating it to staying as a mug until he finishes his drink.
You better not spill my ale, you silly creature.
A mimic is basically just a ditto. Oh my god.
Wait. Whoa, wait.
Could I make a D&D adventure that's basically Pokemon? Could I make a homebrew item which acts like a Pokeball so you can capture wild creatures and people just capture, you know, what they can find in the wild and then they use their captured Pokemon or fantasy creatures to fight other fantasy creatures and get through the adventure? So the whole idea is that the players don't actually have weapons themselves, they just train, you know, whatever creatures they capture and they get through the adventure that way. I want to make a Pokemon one-shot D&D adventure. God, what a good idea. Yes! Copyright pending.
Which is probably, I mean, Pokemon is not really a thing. Shut up.
Would you ladies care for a dance?
Ew, no, get away, creep. But he just rolled a 20. In spite of the memes, the natural 20 does not count an automatic success to any roll outside of combat. The difficulty of a skill check may still exceed 20 plus your skill modifier. In this case, no means no.
Well, that's good though. That is good in many dimensions, yes, I agree. I run a D&D game for 11-year-olds, and yesterday a new player introduced his character by saying he was
old but not very old, like between middle-aged and elderly. Maybe 40. Something like that?
Anyway, that's when a dozen dragons attacked the party. Just calling me old freaking kids. I'm gonna ask 4 separate girls on dates to the same place at the same time, and then when they arrive and realize what is happening, I'm gonna come out and try to talk them into playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is how you form a party. It's like, oh, I am disappointed this wasn't an actual date, but it was a pleasant surprise. That is obviously what's gonna happen. I am very good at reading human emotions. Cleric, how are you guys doing? Rogue, I'm at 7 hit points. DM, in character, please.
Oh, Doc, it's bad. I feel I could be done for if slightly more than 6 rats were to suddenly run in and bite me.
7 HP.
You must only speak the truth into this horn.
Werewolves can't hurt each other since their claws are neither magic nor silver.
Oh, okay. So they can just do the mollies and the raw XD without actually worrying about hurting their partner. That's pretty good, apart from emotional hurt, I suppose. BDSM references hit different ever since I accidentally went to a naughty dungeon and learned that the Venn diagram of people who are into kink and people who are into LARPing and board game nights is a circle. This opened up potential for a nice little evening board game vibe that escalates into alternative territory. When only one PC in the party makes a successful saving throw against an illusion. Wee! This actually, oh my god, this is so good. Look at that. It's like,
What is this? Yes, indeed, that's an illusion after all. I am gonna lay on top of it.
Every party needs a kitty. Or tabaxi, I guess. Don't judge me, you know that you played as a tabaxi. You watched the click. What are you talking about? Cease.
Or it's just snuggling on top of the illusion. Oh, what a good little boy.
Oh, come on. The Barnaby birthday story can't be that sad. The story. My party lied to a brass dragon today. His name was Barnaby. He was like a puppy. He gave us shade from the desert sun with his wings and wanted to hear all about our adventures. When we tried to leave, he got real sad and told us to keep talking with him. Our bard, through a very bad save by the dragon, charmed him into gathering things to throw at our party when we came back. 4 moons from now. The world has 2 moons, and he interpreted it as 2 days. He flew off to make party preparations. Our bard was lying, and our party had no intention of returning there. This is probably going to come back to haunt us, but I just can't stop imagining poor Barnaby wearing a little party hat all alone at celebration that nobody else showed up for.
That is so sad! What? How could you do this? What about little Barnaby?
Oh my god! I came here today to laugh at silly memes, not to have my heart broken. Thank you very much.
Release the dragon.
No, Jimmy, you are in timeout.
Oh, you're a nice little dragon.
Femdom, wanting to be dominated by a female. Wisdom, wanting to be dominated by a wizard.
Oh yes, person in hat, I am your wisdom.
Atheism in D&D should be the belief that gods are unworthy of worship, not that they don't exist. Yeah, that makes sense, because people can literally cast magic around you. It's like, I don't believe in that supernatural stuff, and someone beside you is like, whoosh, fireballs. It's like, okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. Norse mythology is basically just a really fun D&D campaign if the dungeon master can't say no. A giant stole your hammer and you're going to pretend to be a woman and marry him to get it back? Frick it, roll for deception. Imagine you are in a 7-Eleven and 4 armed people walk in, ask if they have any ballistic armor or stealth drones, and try to buy energy drinks half off because they just solved the murder, then ask the cashier if they know where the mayor lives, and then he tells them they will leave a $500 tip. D&D parties are a menace to society. That's basically how it is. You just tip a peasant a gold. Here, have a gold coin. Basically like a yearly salary. Just ding! What? D&D parties are basically like chaotic neutral Mr. Beasts, just wreaking havoc on the land. I swear to God. When the barbarian can't understand common but is immune to power word kill as a result. Man is literate to illiterate to die. Druid PC, you wanna stay over sometime? Cute NPC?
Sure.
Druid NPC, she is really great. Werewolf NPC,
I'm gonna eat that druid.
You mean eat the druid or eat the druid? Or maybe a bit of both. It started off a little bit in one way and then, yahoo, you're dead. Alright, now for the damage roll. Oh, sweet, max damage. Turn-based games really do hit different. Hit different. Literally, that was like a pun. They hit differently, but it's also like, because of the vibe. So, oh my, yes. I patted myself on the back. That was a good joke. Thank you, everyone who laughed. Your D&D class is based off of your Hogwarts house. Ravenclaw, wizard. Gryffindor, wizard. Hufflepuff, wizard. Slytherin, barbarian, no, wizard. DM, you step outside and see the Great Lich with its undead horde approaching. Player, dude, we started 10 minutes ago. That's too bad, the villain is not gonna wait for you. What is this, a game? Pfft. Resurrection, 7th level necromancy, casting time 1 hour, range touch, components, blah 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 blah. This spell closes any mortal wounds and restores any missing body parts. Yes, this will also uncircumcise you. Reply with I roll to and let predictive text decide your next action. Alright, in the comments, I want you to do this as well. I'm gonna do this on my phone. I roll to jag är på fredag kväll eller lördag kväll. Wow, my suggestives are in Swedish and they suck. I roll I am totally down for Friday evening or Saturday evening. Thank you. What a great adventure. It just brings up like the scheduling issues. It's just auto-rolling for days. Great. What if magic was real, but it was treated the same way music is with different genres and like, oh, you're still into conjuring? That's cool, I guess. I recently been into getting third wave post-necromancy. It's some pretty heavy stuff. What do you mean you never learned Fireball? It's a classic. I don't know, I'm not really into evocantations. How can you not be into any evocantations? Well, it's kind of dad magic, isn't it? Yuck. Guilt table. When your party is done murder hoboing another group of bandits or other suitable humanoids, covertly roll a d100. If one of the following numbers is rolled, include the listed item as loot found in one of the bodies. Number 1. A locket containing a finely painted portrait of what appears to be a significant other, with 2 sets of initials and a heart inscribed. 2. A worn pocket-sized carving knife and half a finished wooden child's toy. 3. An unsent letter addressed to the slain party's mother. The contents, if read, seem to be mostly reassurances that he or she or they staying safe and out of trouble, and more money is coming soon. 4. A wedding ring with "For my light in the darkness" inscribed inside the slain party's native language. Guilt tripping wouldn't work on my party, they would just be thrilled. To make a basic character more interesting, give them a little quirk that conflicts with their archetype. Paladin, self-righteous, stubborn, uptight, but horny. Blush. Wizard, intellectual, unsociable, studious, but horny. Bard, charming, handsome, friendly, but not horny. Warlock, patron is a succubus, pays for power with naughties. No tricks, no catch, but gay.
Oh my god, the party is in shambles!
NPC idea. A locksmith who sells an old castle to a group of adventurers. When they leave town a week later, never to return, he changes the locks and sells it to the next party who come through town. He has done this dozens of times. He is now the richest man in town. The catch is that he doesn't even own the castle. He just forges random keys.
Ray of frost, scorching ray, ray of embezzlement, ray of sickness.
This is not what I think was intended, but I kind of want this. Oh my god, these would be amazing D&D pets. This is genius. We'll do character creation together so we can have a session 0 and set up some PC backstories together. If you build a PC based on a Reddit thread about how you do 1500 damage per turn by level 3, I will murder you. If you build a PC called Dr. Farts, who farts on people and was raised by fart golems, I will murder you. Think of something between those two extremes.
Those are sensible guidelines.
Session 1. Okay, so your name is Slappy Hapjack, Slappy for short, and you're a furbolg barbarian who has raised by clowns, yes? Okay, sure. Slappy, you're up, what do you do? I pie the troll. Okay, so we're clear you mean an actual pie. Aye, the feat I said on Lee's, I can improvise weapons. And you just have one of those? 12, actually. Banana creams. They're on my sheets. Session 40. The whole temple's coming down! You have to get the filament out, Nera, quickly! No, Slappy, not without you! Go! Damn you! Slappy, I know. Pacifia. I've always known. Oh yeah, this is the emotional aspect just gets really intense. But the character vibes are still really just out there. Wizard. Oh no, I have been captured by an evil dragon. Snorts flame. Wizard, I suppose you want to ravage me, you filthy brute. Dragon stares. Wizard, oh clumsy me. I dropped my wand. One of these days you're going to have to tell your friends we're dating.
But what if I'm scared of the truth?
Barbarian with no magic weapons. I am going to attack the ghost by swinging the halfling and magic plate mail at it. That feels weird, but I'll allow it. The party giving someone 1 gold as a tip. Your average D&D peasant who barely sees 1 gold a year? They can literally buy their neighbor a house for this. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, laddies, lasses, and lassos, thank you so much for tuning into this video. You're beautiful and you smell beautiful, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Mwah.